Hey guys, it's Sebastian here. So on June 23rd, I was able to launch a dropshipping store, and in the first 29 days, which is counting today, I was able to take it from zero to around $104,000 in revenue. As you guys can see, here's my lifetimely dashboard. This is revenue right here, product cost, which is $12,000, not including shipping. Marketing cost was only $7,700, only almost $7,800, and then net profit is around $71,000. This is including shipping and product cost. So profit is really high and marketing cost is really low. As you can see, here are the days of revenue. It was sort of consistently pulling in around $2,000 per day, got up to almost 4K, and then it got up to almost 6K. And then these 2 days were pretty decent at 8,400 and 7,900. And then these few days I was running ads a little poorly, which I'll get into all of this in the video. But then as you guys can see, ads began to optimize, and today I was able to do over $16,000 in revenue with only $1,000 marketing costs, making me over $12,000 profit. Now, before we get into exactly how I did this, be sure to smash the like button and click subscribe below, because this has taken a lot of time and effort to put into this project. It's taken me, again, 29 days to scale this to $104,000. It's more closer to like, I think it's at like $111,000, but $7,000 worth of orders wasn't tracked on Shopify for some reason. Well, I know why, but it's a little complex to explain. But yeah, I've done really well with this store, and I'm excited to break it down for you guys. So again, if you can thumbs up the video and subscribe below, that would be greatly appreciated. But now that that is out of the way, and now that I've showed you guys the revenue is legit, if you guys are not like completely convinced that I actually do this revenue, I post my daily Shopify results on Instagram as well. Like, I post my Shopify dashboard, Facebook ads, all that stuff, so you guys can follow me. I'll have a link in the description. But now that that is out of the way, let's get into exactly how I did this. Like I mentioned, $0 to $104,000 in 29 days Shopify dropshipping. We are just going to dive into it. So the first slide is product criteria. Now, for my store, I'm going to base all of these slides on this current store I'm running, because I could give you guys general information, but I just want to explain exactly what I'm doing with this store. That should help you guys out quite a bit for picking new products and setting up your store and ads similar to mine. For this individual store, it's a one product store. I have my website all set up around one product because that is how I prefer to set up my websites. It looks very professional, and I look like I'm the dominator of that product, which I enjoy. The product has massive wow factor. So like I mentioned down here, I saw the Facebook ad, and that's how I found the product. And I was very surprised when I saw the product. I was super intrigued myself for this product. So it had massive wow factor, even for myself seeing the ad. It also solves a large problem, which is one of the most beneficial things you could ever do when you're picking a product, is find something that solves a problem. A product I looked into selling was this knee device to actually help with bad knees for elders. That's a huge problem that a lot of people have, but that is nonetheless a good product that definitely solved a large problem that could be sold to a lot of people. The next thing I did once I was intrigued on the product is hopped onto Google Trends, literally just typed in the product and saw that it was uptrending on Google, which was amazing. It meant that there was a lot of search volume for the product, meaning I could also run Google ads, but this revenue is all generated from Facebook ads. That just gave me a good idea that the product was in demand. And then I also Google searched the product itself and looked on Google ads and saw that there actually were competitors that were selling the same product. They didn't have the best website, so I definitely knew that I could hop in and dominate the market, because I am pretty decent at setting up websites and getting ads made and having all that stuff taken care of. So that's when I realized that I definitely could hop in this market and take over. Now, the next thing I do is I check the product the next thing I do is I check the product price on AliExpress or Alibaba. For this case, I'm using Alibaba, and I saw that the product was priced at 1/3 of the sell price of the product. Now, this one's selling for around $300. I saw that I could source the product for around $100, and I'll get into the product price in a second because it has dropped a lot while I've been selling the product. One thing that I like about using Alibaba suppliers is they work with you on the price. So I got the product from $100 down to like $60 or $70 shipped, which allows me to make a lot more profit on each sale, which is nice. But at minimum, 3x the buy price to sell price is essential. The next thing I always want to make sure is the product is not sold in stores. So I'll search around and see if Walmart is selling the product, see if Target is selling the product, or something like that. And if they don't, then I normally know that this is a good product because I can sell them based on the wow factor and based on the fact that it's a limited, like kind of a limited supply. Like, they can't go in to Walmart and go buy the product, which is amazing. And then again, like I mentioned, I saw the ad on Facebook, and the product, again, it shocked me myself. I saw it and I was like, holy crap, that's a cool product. Let's look into selling it. Before I get into exactly how you scale, reasons scaling won't work for you, because a lot of people try to scale products that don't sell well. I've tried to scale products that don't sell well and sell well. I said that weird. And it just doesn't work. Like, it's literally fundamental issues with your product or your website or something like that. So the main reasons your ads and product won't scale, I'll go through them all. Your offer is not good enough. So what I mean by that is your product pricing or the angle at which you're offering the product is not good for your target audience. So you either need to drop the price or change the angle at which you're selling the product. I had a product last year I scaled to 6 figures per month. It was a very generic product and I went at the advertising with a very specific angle. Like, it was a very generic product and I did a crazy angle on the product and it worked. I scaled it to 6 figures per month. But then I've had other products that I've tried to do the same thing with and it just doesn't work. So understand, some products you need to have a specific angle with the product to actually scale it. What I mean by angles of selling, so let's say I'm selling this large water bottle. This one's, I think, like 1 liter or 1.5 liters. I don't know. It's a big boy. And I bought this bottle simply because I don't want to have to go and refill my water every single hour of the day. I probably fill that up like twice to 3 times per day because I drink a lot of water. And I'm cool with that because it saves me a lot of time. I don't have to go back and forth downstairs, fill up my water bottle, and then come back upstairs. So people could market this as a normal water bottle, or you can say like save time, and you can market it towards entrepreneurs and say like, you know, save time, maximize your efficiency with a larger water bottle. It'll require you to do less trips to the kitchen to fill up your bottle. I'm just saying that as an example. That's not really a crazy good product to sell and market that way, but I'm just saying that's an angle. Now, the next issue is your targeting is off. A lot of people pick the wrong interests. An example, I was selling a tattoo removal pen last year. My interests were targeting people who were trying to apply for jobs. That was amazing targeting because people who are looking to get a job may have a stupid tattoo that they want removed, and if I sell them this product, they look at it as an investment. So a lot of people don't have targeting on point. I'll make another video on how to properly target products and ads and pick the right interests and stuff, but a lot of people, again, don't have the right targeting. So if your targeting is off, go back to testing phase and test more different angled interests. The next thing is your website may look bad, so study professional websites in your industry and learn from them. That is the best advice I could possibly give you on that topic because that's essentially what I do. And then the next thing is using bad creatives. So for myself, I used to just use, if I saw an ad for a product, I would just download it and run that Facebook ad. Now I always get custom videos made. I'm not saying custom to where someone films the product. I'm just saying I have a company who scrapes the web and puts together video ads for me. My click-through rate improves a lot because I'm showing the same audiences new and fresh content that they are probably not used to. So if you're trying to compete with someone and you use the same exact ad, it's not likely that you're going to get different results than them, and you'll probably never scale past them. The last reason the scaling method might not work is because you're attempting to compete with 6 or 7 and 8 figure stores. So if you're trying to compete with a store like BlendJet, which they have dominated the portable little blender bottle market because they have it all branded, they have so much content, they're crushing it. If you try to compete with them, that would be very difficult to do, and this scaling method will definitely not work for that. I would suggest definitely competing with stores, but don't go up against companies like that. It's very difficult to actually do so, and you're most likely just going to blow through your budget and not actually get any results. Now, before I get into the scaling method, I just want to show you guys my store. This is just July. I'll have this focus. So this is almost 100K just for July. Again, this store I started on June 23rd, and I've already hit 100K in the first 29 days. I'm about to hit 100K just for July, so that's really cool. I just wanted to show you guys that to show you I know what I'm talking about. I know how to run ads right now. It's not like I'm using a method that worked 2 years ago, which a lot of people make videos on that stuff. I'm talking about something that is working right now. So this is number 1, Facebook ads testing phase. What you always want to do, get 2 to 3 custom creatives. When you're testing though, you can use one, and then I'll explain how to put in these new creatives when we go through the scaling phase, because that's what I do. I keep one, I run it, and then I have multiple on deck so that when I need to scale, I test multiple creatives and then put those into the mix and see which ones I should use for scaling once I already have the ads that are performing well. But essentially what I do, I take one conversion CBO and I structure it like so: 10 individual ad sets, all housing one unique interest, equaling a total of 10 unique interests. I do 18 plus, all genders. Facebook is very smart now. They know who you're trying to target. So most of the time, if you're selling a women's product, they will automatically optimize for women. If you want, you can select women, or if you're selling to men, select men. It doesn't really matter. If I'm being honest, I've done all genders for products that are even specific to women, and it works still well. Facebook knows what's up. And then English language with pixel set to purchase with a minimum spend of 2.5% of your your CBO's total budget. An example would be if you have a $50 a day CBO with 10 ad sets, you want to give each single ad set a $2.50 minimum spend, which will cap out the CBO at $25 delegated spend, and then it'll give free reign for 50% of that spend, which is another $25. So it'll give Facebook the opportunity to actually spend that other money on any ad set that they just get to pick it for you. Now, I suggest doing $50 to $100 per day on your first CBO, depending on your budget. For this store that I scaled to 100K, it was actually 104K in 29 days. I only used a $50 a day CBO. I didn't want to go crazy. I believe I only gave myself like a $3,000 budget with this store, and I did never break that budget. So that was really good of myself to do so. So don't think you need to go crazy with your first day's spend. Like, you're just trying to figure out which interests are working well. Now, when you're picking your interests, make sure you're testing different angles. You never want to go at it with the same exact angle. So if you're selling fake AirPods, I don't suggest you do. But you don't want to go target like Spotify and then Pandora and then do similar music platforms. You want to go at different angles. So like target Spotify, then target a rapper, then target maybe YouTube or maybe something else like workout, so that see if people who are working out are interested in buying AirPods or fake AirPods. That's essentially what I would do, but never go at the interest with the same angle because you won't have a lot of data to get an understanding of which types of angles work well. Now, this is the micro scaling phase. I say micro because we're literally taking budget from $50 to $100 per day, not really anything crazy. I don't go crazy with my ads. I hope you guys know that. Like, to scale to $104,000 in 29 days, I spent less than $8,000 on ads. Like, understand that I'm not going crazy with my ads. It's just my ads perform really well. So what I do is I take my CBO and I let it perform for 3 days. After that, I essentially analyze all ad sets to see what the top performers are. In my case, for this store, I had 3 ad sets with purchases and then 4 with purchases or add to cart. So 3 of them had purchases, 1 had an add to cart or 2. So I decided to just let all of those run, and then I also let all the other ad sets run because I didn't know if Facebook just wasn't feeding me the right traffic for the first 3 days or if the ad sets were actually not good themselves. I would rather just let them run. I may waste a little bit of money these next few days, but I really don't mind. I'm, again, just trying to figure out which audiences are going to perform well for me. Now, simultaneously on day 3, I take my top performing ad sets and I click suggestions when I'm editing the ad set to see similar interests. And then what I do is I compile a list of 10 and create new ad sets into a new CBO at $50 a day, and I do the same exact thing that I did with the testing phase 1. Essentially, I'm scaling a little bit horizontally, but I wouldn't even consider going from $50 to $100 a day scaling because it's not really crazy scaling. Like, you're not going to $1,000 daily spend. So essentially, that's what I do after day 3. After another 4 days, you want to get into this advanced scaling phase. This will be a total of 4 days that you've been running ads, so you want to see which ad sets are performing best. Now, once you figure them out and figure out which ones are performing best, you take your top performing and put them into an ABO with double the average cost per purchase for daily spend on each ad set. Yes, I said ad set budget. I don't do CBOs for this, but I'll explain exactly what I do. But an example would be if I have 6 ad sets with profitable purchases, spending $15 a day for a $40 purchase, all I will do, I'll duplicate all 6 of these ad sets into an ABO campaign, and I will give each ad set a $30 a day spend. This will bring the ABO's total daily spend to $180 delegated towards these 6 ad sets. It helps a lot with scaling, and it's a very easy method to scale, and it does allow you to actually generate extremely profitable purchases because these are ad sets that are most likely to perform well. What you want to do is let these ads run for another 3 days and essentially do the same thing. Personally, what I do is I take my top performers and I create an ABO, same budget, and then I create a CBO with another $180 per day budget and see which performed best. I'm a big advocate of testing all types of different Facebook ads. A lot of people just follow one strategy and think that that's the holy Bible, when in reality, there are so many different ways you can run your Facebook ads. You can run ABOs, you can run CBOs, you can do tons of lookalikes, like you can run engagement ads, then create lookalikes based on your engagement and never even do tons of interest targeting. You can do whatever you want. There's a lot of different scaling methods. This is personally just what I do. The next part of scaling is the vertical scaling phase. At this point, this should be at around 2 weeks where you are looking to start increasing your each individual ad set budget or CBO's daily spend. So what I normally do is I always do a 20% increase on the budget. An example would be if I have a CBO that's doing $50 a day spend, I will increase the spend to $60 a day every 3 days starting on the 14th day. And if it's performing well, I will do that in another 3 days. I do this every 3 days because I want to make sure Facebook optimizes the campaign properly. Sometimes Facebook takes a few days, and the first day you scale budget a little bit, it may perform bad, but again, after a few days, it should optimize properly. Now, you can do this before day 14. I just like to wait a little bit because I want to get a great understanding of which ad sets are performing well at a long-term level. I don't want to get any ad sets that just have lucky sales and then don't perform well for the rest of the time being. So that's why I let it run for around 2 weeks. Again, you can do this sooner. This is just personal preference. Now, while I'm doing this, I simultaneously throw in a new CBO at $50 to $100 a day spend with other new interests based on all of these top ad sets that are performing well. At 2 weeks, you should have a great understanding of interests that are working well, which will give you a great understanding of which other interests you could use based on suggestions. So this is why this CBO works really well, because again, it's very laser focused on similar interests to the ones that are already performing well. A lot of people like to go straight into LLAs, and I agree with you guys, LLAs perform well, but understand when you're still collecting the data for the LLAs, the more interests that are profitable, the easier it is to collect the data and scale even more with the LLAs. So I always suggest just trying to get as many profitable ad sets and interests as you can before you even start LLAs. At this point, I was already doing over $6,000 per day revenue with under 500 spend. I did that because Facebook was capping out my spend since it was a new ad account, which was very unfortunate. They took me from $250 per day spend to $350 to then $500, and then I believe now I'm at like $1,000 or so, or maybe $650. I'm not really sure. Well, no, I'm actually over $1,000 now because I've spent over $1,000 today. But yeah, they definitely were screwing me over with my daily spend limits. Now, the last part of this scaling method, which again, this method is very simple. Like, a lot of people overcomplicate stuff with the videos and they think it's some crazy foreign scaling process. It's not. If I'm being honest, scaling Facebook ads is not crazy complex. You just have to know what you're doing, and then once you understand the concept, it's kind of a breeze. So for lookalike audience scaling, while I'm running cold traffic campaigns, you should have enough data for your LLAs for view content, add to cart, initiate checkout, and if your sell price is low, maybe even purchases. This is after 3 weeks or 4 weeks. For myself, I literally just started launching LLAs today, which it's now the 29th day, and I now have enough data to confidently launch LLAs, not even for purchase. For everything, I believe I'm only doing view content and add to cart. Part of the reason I haven't launched more LLAs is because my spend limit, I believe it's capped at 1,000 still, so that's kind of unfortunate. But essentially what I do is I structure my campaign, a CBO at $100 a day, and I do 1%, 1 to 2%, and so on until 9 to 10%, totaling out to another 10 ad sets. And then again, I put those into a $100 a day CBO with no minimum spend. I give Facebook free reign to just spend whatever they think is good with each ad set. At this point, Facebook has a good understanding of your target audience, so I definitely trust them to actually spend proper amounts on certain ad sets to generate me as many sales as possible. When I'm scaling my LLAs, I use the same exact rule for scaling my normal campaigns. I just do 20% every 3 days that they've maintained profitability. The method works really well for me, so I figure why fix what isn't really broken. Now, a lot of people have been asking me what metrics I go by when I'm running ads. I normally turn off any ad sets that have these poor metrics. So the metrics I follow, an under 2.5% click-through rate, in my opinion, is not that good. And then under a 3% conversion rate per ad set, in my opinion, is poor. So if you run an ad set and today it gets you 100 clicks, you should have 3 purchases for that individual ad set. And then if your cost per click is above 60 cents, I normally don't run ads with that high of a cost per click unless my site allows for it. So the current site I'm running, I'm getting this metric for cost per click, and every click I'm generating over $10, so I can really spend like $5 per click. I'm spending like 60 cents, so that's really great for me, but it allows me to spend a lot more cost per click, which is great. But again, this kind of just depends on the site that you're running and how your website converts. And then CPM definitely varies. I have a lot of people asking me about CPM. I've had profitable ads with a $40 CPM, and then I have also had profitable ads with a $10 CPM, so I just try to aim for less than $15 CPM. That normally works well for me, and at $15 CPM, I'm normally extremely profitable. So that's normally what I try to aim for. But that's going to wrap it up for today's case study as to how I scaled this store in 29 days from $0 to $104,000. Shopify Dropshipping, it's not like I have this product branded. I literally found it 29 days ago, set up the website, launched ads, got custom videos for my ads made, and then now we're here. I'm at $104,000. I may be at 105 actually now that I think about it, because I was getting sales on this video, so I'm not really sure. Profit margins on this product are around 65%, which are not bad at all. Most people at this scale are doing around 20 to 30% margins. Again, mine are like double that, so that's really good. But other than that, hope you guys got massive value from this video. Now, this overall overall process of these past 29 days has been crazy. It's been really cool to actually go from finding a product that I didn't know was going to sell. Well, I kind of knew it was going to sell well, but going from finding a product to then scaling it and doing the numbers I'm doing now, which today I did, I think, like $16,000 in revenue with around $1,000 ad spend, which is really good. It's definitely cool to make all this content for you guys to let you guys know that this is still a very viable source of income and dropshipping is still alive and well. So, you know, if people are telling you that dropshipping isn't still doing well, they are just probably not running stores properly, if I'm being completely honest. But that's going to wrap it up for today's video. Hope you guys did get massive value. If you did make it to the end, be sure to smash the like button. And if you guys are new to this channel, understand I post this type of content every single day, so do consider subscribing below. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always drop those in the comment section below. And then I'll also leave a link in the description for my Instagram and where I get my custom video ads made. But other than that, again, hope you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.